Hello, citizens of the world. We are anonymous.
As you may, or may not know, recently, a Belgian artist called Jan Fabre produced a movie called Dr. Fabre Will Cure You, based on Jan's artistic performances. In this movie scene he used or abused several cats by throwing them up into the air. This is something that can't be overlooked by us. How would you feel when you were thrown into the air and landed on some stairs with rubberized mats on it, that actually had no effect? Jan Fabre got interviewed by several journalists, and stated that he was a big animal lover. Our question is, if you do love animals, then why would you hurt them like Jan Fabre did? There is enough proof that those cats got hurt, physically. One cat named Caesar got his ligaments torn. Although he received more than 20,000 hate emails, got hit by animal activists on the street during his daily walk, and the fact that he had to hide from public rage. Again, he came up with something new and decided to create a battlefield, existing out of giant spiders fighting against each other in a maze of razor blades. Several times, Jan Fabre received comments on his sadistic piece of art. In the end, he tried to compromise by putting nail varnish on the sharp edges of the razor blades. But he didn't count on the protest of Michel van den Bosch, chairman of Gaia. Finally, after quite some verbal resistance, he succeeded to convince the organization to get Jan's work removed. We don't believe that the nail varnish would have made a difference to make the project less harmful towards the spiders. Sadly, it seems that at least one of the spiders did not survive and got decorated. However, the most important message this is bringing us, is that he is a recidivist who is not going to stop with his animal abuse.
Vindt u het dan overdreven dat meneer Bungeneers nu klacht indient?
Ja, ik vind het overdreven.
Because he doesn't understand what he is doing to these living beings. Jan Fabre seemed to have done this only to provocate Gaia, and therefore and for the other reasons we've mentioned, we, Anonymous, and many others want to have his subsidy revoked. We demand action against Jan Fabre. And if the government is not going to take action, then we do it ourselves. Jan Fabre's website reached the bandwidth limit in the past week, and got suspended by the hosting company, due to the big amounts of traffic going through the website. This action was done by us, Anonymous, because the government did not take the necessary steps against this recidivist, and in common to his inappropriate behavior towards animals. Yet this was only a warning from us to Jan Fabre. We will not stop before there is justice dealt against Jan Fabre from out of our government. We also do not accept, in any way, that he is still allowed to use animals whatsoever in his so-called pieces of art. There are limits, but he succeeded to go way beyond these limits without consequences. Is there a way where you can call animal abuse art? Dear people, you should not hesitate that the answer to this question is no. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us, Jan Fabre.